All right, everyone, welcome back to the GDFL podcast hosted by yours truly, the Commissioner Andrew Korn. This week I have Trevor join me on the show. Trevor, how's it going?
It's going pretty good, as well as it can for a Wednesday evening. Happy to be back on the pod. Happy to be 500 this year. A lot different story than last year for me. So, yeah, things are going well.
Yeah, I can't help but notice, but it looks like you're recording from your man cave, if
I
I'm not
am,
mistaken.
yes, definitely man cave office where I spend a majority of the time in my house. So, yeah, this is the hangout spot.
Right on. All right, before we get into this week's episode, I'm just curious. I know a lot of people have commented saying it was very obvious who lived with a significant other and who didn't. I just
Yeah.
want to hear what your opinions were on who has the best setup for watching football and who has the worst.
I mean, unfortunately, I gotta say, I do think, and I'm a little biased, mine is the best. I don't think there was really a lot of competition. I mean, yours with three TVs is pretty nice. I don't have three TVs. It's always nice going up north and the whole up north bar setup with Levi, but everything else just screamed, I'm a single man in my 20s and living like I'm in college still. Or my girlfriend slash significant other slash wife picked out every single decor in my entire house. That's what everything else screamed in that. So I do got to give the edge to myself there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was probably a no-brainer for most of us. I mean, that's very well decorated. It like very fits much the aesthetic of what a man cave should be.
Yeah,
So,
and
no.
not to toot my own horn, but I do have the sound bar too. So it makes the whole game day experience nicer as well.
Yeah, all right. Sounds like I need to do some better narration then or pay closer attention to detail when I was doing my color commentary of your video.
So no,
Right.
but we've decorated the man cave to its full potential. Likely moving or getting a house somewhere in the area in the next couple years. So hopefully a bigger and better man cave, but we'll see.
Right on. All right. Segue into this week's of action. I beat Sokol 116 to 113. Stun beat Mark 160 to 127. Beans beat Shrew 121 to 119. Levi beat you, Trevor,
Yeah.
133 to 97. Jake beat Logan 160 to 83. And then Ryan beat Chaz 89 to 77. So anything stand out with this slate of matchups for you?
I gotta say, I mean, two things really stand out for me. Stun's team is an absolute wagon right now. I think if I were to say a team to be in this league right now, it's Stun's, given his current trajectory. And then Jake is very, very glad he didn't punt on his entire season. I think he's rattled off three straight wins and has 160 points and would not want to face his team right now. On the flip side, I do think Ryan's 6-2 team is the worst 6-2 team here for this season. I think he has a very, very healthy outlook going forward, but yeah, I just an 89 points in this league should not get you a win, and think he's kind of had a few of those this year. And then Levi going from trying to tank to 4-4, and now all of a sudden he's begging for rental running backs in the chat and getting them. I saw a trade with I believe it was Ryan today to get Kareem Hunt. So this man is trying to make it to the playoffs here. I think there's quite a few teams that are fighting for a playoff spot this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll dig more into that trade later. Yeah, I mean, that kind of echoes what my notes were. I mean, I was looking at Ryan's schedule this year. The bar for him to win has been 90 points on four different occasions this year, where his opponent has scored 90 or less.
That's
And like,
insane.
I remember like comparing it to Jake. I mean, I haven't looked at Jake's since that like 5 week stretch when the average was like 150. But I mean, yeah, it's just the game we play. Sometimes you get the luckier schedule, sometimes you don't. I think Levi's also been on the luckier end of points against as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
Other things I want to call out. Yeah, I mean, Stun's team is absolutely rolling. I mean, Jake actually beat him by a tenth of a point for the weekly winner. So it's $10 to Jake's pocket that Stun won't be getting. Got
Oh
a
man.
couple really close matchups with me and Sokol, and then Levi and Shrew. Not Levi, Beans and Shrew. Yeah, with Beans, he was McLaurin against both Pacheco and Hollywood going into Monday Night Football. Not the first time Shrew's been in that situation this year where had last game of the week, had a bit of a lead with a player's advantage, and then has choked it away. So, yeah,
Yeah.
tough loss
I
for Shrew.
I will go back to commenting on Ryan's schedule. Every single team in the league except for Logan would be 500 or better against his schedule, and even Logan would have been 3-5 against Ryan's schedule. That's how easy it's been so far. And you also pointed out Levi's as well. Every single team except Logan is 500 or better. Stun is actually 8-0 if he had Levi's schedule this year, and many teams are 7-1 or 6-2. So you're definitely correct on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Other one I wanted to call out was my matchup with Sokol. After I traded Mariota and seeing how close our matchup was going into Monday Night Football, I was at the Pistons game, so I didn't watch the game at all. But I was like box score watching the entire time. And then I got home from the game and saw it was the fourth quarter, and like Sokol needed like three more points to win. Decided not to turn the game on because it's like all I'm gonna do is turn it on and watch myself lose. So just for my own peace of mind, wasn't watching. And
Yeah.
yeah, that almost really backfired. That'd have been really dumb of me to trade him a quarterback only to lose. I didn't think it was going to be as close as it was, but I mean, Jonathan Taylor has been absolutely filthy this year.
Yeah,
Absolutely
I mean
Stan
he's been
Sokol's game.
discussed. I think I saw in my if in a point 0.5 PPR league, he is by and far, I think, by like 55 points, even ahead of the highest QB right now, or something like that. It's ridiculous how much he's dominated this year.
Yeah, I think he's averaging like 25 and a half points a game, and then like QB1 is at like 22 right now.
Yeah,
It's
it's
insane
ridiculous.
what season Jonathan Taylor's having. Yeah. So a quick look at the standings. So Stun is alone in first at 7-1. Me, Chaz, and Ryan are all 6-2. Mark, Trevor, and Levi are all 4-4. Jake, Sokol, and Beans are all 3-5, and then Shrew and Logan are both 1-7. So yeah, anything stand out to you with these standings?
I think what really stands out to me, if I want to call it out, is Mark sitting at 4-4, but has the most max points for at 1357. I mean, the delta's over 200 points, over 250 points between his max points four and points four, which just means Mark, man, you got to pick better starters. I mean, 250 at this point in the season is pretty high. I don't think any other team is. Well,
Yeah,
I guess Levi's up there with choosing that, but I mean that's a pretty big delta. A 4-4 team at and has the most max points for in the league is pretty outstanding there. And then I just do want to comment. I mean, I guess technically, 10, 10 of the teams are still in the race. I mean, it's a race to the bottom where I think Logan wins, but Shrew is very, very much setting himself up for next year nicely. And those two teams are definitely, competing for first and second draft order right now.
yeah. I mean, I think if Shrew really wanted to, he could race to the bottom against Logan. I mean, I don't think Logan's been too proactive in making any kind of trades. I mean, he doesn't really need it to lower that max points. But
Yeah.
If Shrew gets really ambitious here for the next 6 weeks, I think he could really absolutely just tank and
I
get at those
took a look at
goalposts.
his roster though, and I mean, if I were him, there's only a few guys I would be trading away at this point. I mean, a lot of the guys on his roster are guys I'm like, I see them being very relevant next year. I think he set himself up nicely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like yeah, I just remember like looking at his team and just like having both Tucker Kraft and Brock Bowers. Like I feel like you could probably flip one for potentially a better receiver, running back. Like especially at the running back position, that's where Shoes really struggled. But then again,
Yeah.
if you're not going to compete for the season, creating a hole on your roster has always been a good thing.
Yeah,
And
I
so
agree.
we'll see what Shrew ends up doing here. Yeah, standings are really close. Yeah, like I said, Mark's max points for is 100 higher than Stun's. Uh, that's kind of incredible to see. But then, yeah, like Jake and Sokol are both scoring points, like a team that could be like 6-2 or 5-3, and just both happen to be 3-5.
Yeah.
Those are some high points against.
So yeah, that's a lot of high points against there. I just, I mean, three consecutive wins for Jake. I think was he the only team in without a win after 5 weeks?
Yeah, yeah, because
I
Logan
think he
had beaten me
was,
by that point.
and now he's up to eighth, and I mean could have a good shot from here on out.
Oh yeah, no, the way Jamar Chase has been targeted by Joe Flacco the last 3 weeks, where I think he's had it's like 54 targets.
Yeah, it's
At-
ridiculous.
Video game numbers, it's insane.
Yeah.
Then yeah, quick look at the draft order. So Logan right now would have both the first and second pick. Shrew would have 3 and 7. Beans would have 4 and 12. And then everything else is just like lining up with what the standings currently are. So
Yeah. And I know there's still a lot of shakeup on mock drafts on who would go one and two. I think we're not too fully baked enough yet to start projecting the exact picks yet. And I know when I tried to do this last year and be like, oh, who am I going to pick? I think it was Ashton Genty at that point, but I had no clue who would fall out after Ashton Genty in that order.
yeah, that'll actually be so. That's something I'm going to be doing in a future podcast towards the end of the season. Is doing a way too early 2026 GDFL mock. I know. I think Levi and I did one last year. I want to go
Yeah.
back and see it now just to see like what names we were talking about and what teams they were projected to go to. Because if I
Yeah.
remember right, I think Hampton to the Chargers was one that was mocked then. It was just as a second pick and not a first. And there's a few others like that where like we were talking about some players and then they end up being right. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna want to look back and take a look back at that, try and figure out which episode that was. Yes, and then some quick news and injuries. A big one for our Lions. I see it repping the
Go
Lions hat.
Lions.
Aiden Hutchinson signed an extension. It doesn't kick in for another 2 years, so I think it's gonna end up being pretty team friendly by the time it actually kicks in. It just
Yeah.
looks insane right now. Uh, Yeah, I love it. I think, yeah, like Will Anderson's probably the next like edge rusher to get paid. He's probably gonna be looking at 50 million next year
Yeah,
when he's
I mean,
signed.
I think it will look very, very friendly for the Lions when it's all said and done. And I mean, in the NFL, obviously, you can a lot of times restructure deals and just push the can down the road. And Brad Holmes has done a very good job of that so far. I mean, I don't think we should get too much into it, but Goff's deal is definitely going to get restructured next year. And I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with the cap to make it easier for you.
Yeah, no, that's nice of Sheila too. Just like I know a lot of those restructuring requires a lot of money up front,
Yeah.
and seems like Sheila's been committed to making sure the Lions have the best roster out there, best team
Yeah, I
possible.
mean, I originally in 2023, I thought the Lions had a 3-year window and we're in year three, and it doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Hmm. Yeah. So some other things on here. Cam Scatterbo's now out for the season after that pretty gruesome leg
Yeah,
break.
his ankle turned the wrong way.
Yeah, that was pretty gross. Hopefully he can have a speedy recovery. Some star players are set to return this week after injury with
God
Nico
bless
Collins,
Puka.
Puka Nacua, Jaden Daniels, Drake London and Michael Penix both might return. And then JJ McCarthy's looking like he's going to start against the Lions this week. And then Brock Purdy may also be back. Flacco's questionable for this week. We'll see if it's another week of Jake Browning or if it's still going to be Flacco. And then Pacheco's also considered week to week for the time being. And then the
Yeah.
last major piece of news was Rattler was benched and Tyler Shuck is now the starter for the Saints.
Yep, he is, and he is an insurance policy in case two of my quarterbacks somehow get hurt or there's on a bye, and that's about it. I don't want to start him, but quarterbacks are king in this league. It's never bad to have an extra starting QB in this league.
Hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah, Tyler, man, there's like the spot you have to be in where you have to start Shuck is just like,
And if Stafford retires in this offseason, there might be. I mean, I probably need that third QB, and with my current draft stock, I don't think I'm going to be able to draft a starter next year. So I'll probably end up keeping him through next year too. And granted, the Saints don't draft another QB, but
yeah.
we'll see.
No, that's something when we get to our later segment, just talking about like how good the top QB rooms look in the GDFL this year. Like I
Yes.
feel like there's a lot of teams that can make a claim for having the best QB room with you included in that list. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, some teams like the key teams on buy. Oh, I guess every team on buy this week is the Browns, the Bucks, the Eagles, and the Jets. Bucks and Eagles are kind of the big ones for fantasy. Browns, it's like Judd. I guess these are a couple big ones for Levi with both Judkins and Brees Hall being out.
Yeah.
Which will segue us into the trade conversation we're about to have. But yeah, looking at Levi's team before he made that trade, like I think Caleb Johnson was about to be his RB1 this week. And, he has not played pretty much since week one. So
Yeah, Caleb
before we
Johnson.
get to that trade, though, a trade that happened last week that was not covered on the podcast was Stun receiving Cortland Sutton in exchange for Darnell Mooney, a 2026 first and a 2028 second. So yeah,
I like
Trevor.
it for Stun a lot at this point. I really do. I think Stun gets the better end of that deal, in my opinion. We'll see if the 2026 first turns out to be something, but I mean Stun's looking it's looking like a late round pick for Mr. Ben Plumstead there, Beans. And yeah, I like Sutton a lot. I think he's an underrated, consistent wide receiver.
Yeah, I know it probably is a bit of an overpay in terms of like the standard like trade calculator if you were to plug it in, but like that really doesn't matter if you end up winning, and this makes Sean's team quite a bit better. I mean,
Yeah.
Sutton is 30, he's a bit on the older side, but I know his contract's extended for a few years here. And then
Yeah.
like if you win, it just doesn't matter. Yeah, I think it's a good haul for Beans though. Like you said, that pick's almost certainly going to be between 109 and 112. And then
Exactly.
who knows what that 2028 second is? That's pretty far out. And then
Yeah.
Mooney's just kind of a healthy body. No, not even a healthy body, just a
He
body at this point.
struggled. He had the entire wide receiver room basically to himself last week and failed miserably.
Yeah, that might have been more of a Kirk Cousins problem though than anything else. I love
Fair.
Kirk Cousins, but at his current age, I think his arm's kind of shot.
Yeah.
Anywho, here's the other trade that's happened. This one happened earlier today. Levi received Kareem Hunt and Logan's 2027 fourth in exchange for Pop Douglas and a 2028 third. So yeah, instant reactions to this.
I honestly like Levi's end of the deal here. I don't think Demario Douglas is ever going to amount to really anything, and Kareem Hunt at least gets him a floor RB. But I mean, I really do think Brashard Smith ends up taking over the KC backfield at some point. Um, I don't know. I mean, KC backfield is kind of just a three-headed monster where you kind of just hope the guy you start this week gets 10 points right now.
Yeah. See, I like it for Levi more than I like it for Ryan too. Just because, like I said, I'm not sold on Pop Douglas at all. He's kind of been in nothing this year. 2028
Yeah,
third is also pretty far out. Logan's 2027 fourth is probably, I don't want to say it's the 401 for
yeah,
next year already, but it's probably early.
yeah,
And then yeah, Levi's getting a startable running back here. Yeah, like I said, like that Chiefs backfield's been muddied. I will say I think Kareem Hunt is the goal line back. And being the goal line back in a high-powered offense is kind of a touchdown or bust flex play, which I think that's fine for the price he paid.
yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So then look at this week's upcoming matchups. I'm against you, the
Yeah,
Swede.
we're playing each other. We're playing each other. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I think when you took the screenshot, I had not pulled Puka out
Yeah,
of my injured spot yet. So
yeah,
currently, if I look at Sleeper, I'm projected a 131 points. We'll see if that happens. I think that's the highest I've been projected in quite a long time. And I don't know. I think I've had some things go well this year for me, but Chuba Hubbard basically becoming washed out and losing a lot of snap share has really hurt me. And what's really hurt me more is before this all happened, I was offered Rico Dowdle in a pretty favorable deal for me, and I did not take it, and I regret it.
yeah. That's always the ones that hurt the most is when like you like look back at an old trade and we're like, what was I thinking not accepting this?
Yeah.
Uh,
So
yeah, something that's really interesting about the schedule this week is all six teams currently in the playoff picture against each other, and all six teams not in the playoff picture against each
that
other.
is that is
So, yeah,
interesting.
just to recap it for the people who might be listening on Spotify, I'm against Trevor this week. Stun's against Ryan. Chaz is against Mark, and those are all the teams in the playoff picture. And then the teams that aren't, Shrew is against Jake, Sokol's against Levi, and then Beans is against Logan.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like the first thing that stood out to me when I was looking at this is like this is actually a huge, probably a like key week for a lot of these teams in the playoff picture.
Yeah,
Like
I will just say the 30-point difference on projections between two playoff teams is kind of asinine with Stun and Ryan.
yeah, and I mean I don't know how accurate the lineups were by the time I'd like taken the screenshot because it was sometime early afternoon today. Um, yeah, I mean Stun's like I mean 140 seems to be like the high end of the projections of the top teams right now.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I don't, I guess Flacco's questionable, but I mean, he may have to start Browning as his second QB, uh, him meaning Ryan.
yeah. No, and then
Uh,
like I know like Ryan's receivers have like were all on an insane touchdown streak to start the year with like Keon Coleman and Quinn Johnston, Big Buka. We're all on insane touchdown runs to start the season and have all cooled down massively the last like 4 weeks or so now.
yeah,
So like I think that's playing part of the projection is like those guys were hot and then really haven't been the last few weeks and I'd have to double check all their projections, but none of them were like too terribly high. Yeah, I mean
yeah.
Ryan's been running without Jaden Daniels some weeks. Joe Burrow pretty much all season. Hampton's been out for a while now. So it's been a lot of just like wide receiver three, four flex types that he's just been
Mhm.
plopping into his lineup. And sometimes they pop off and sometimes they don't. This is the first time though he hasn't had a favorable opponent or on paper a favorable opponent. We'll see though if he can continue that lucky streak of points against here.
We shall see.
Yeah. So the other one I'm really interested in is that matchup between Sokol and Levi. Because yeah, win for
Yeah,
yeah.
that's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, because a win for Levi puts him at with a winning record and like from maybe in the playoff, like picking in the top six for the time being. And like he's made some of those win now moves, getting Brees Hall and like splitting his quarterbacks up into multiple pieces. And a 3-6 record for Sokol. I wonder if he would tear it down again like how he did last year.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's hard because you never know how many more years Taylor has, but like he's at his all. He is an absolute beast to have right now. I mean, he's the best player in the league right this year.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. The other one is like Jake versus Shrew. A win for Jake here puts him at 4-5, and his team's been rolling. That'd be four straight wins. So that'd be another one I'm keeping an eye out for. Yeah, I don't
Well,
know how accurate any
Drew
of these
doesn't have
projections are.
Frisbee to focus on anymore, so maybe he'll focus on his team.
That's true. We shall see. Who knows? Maybe he trades away some of the players on his team to and help the tank efforts. So going into our special segment of this show, we're going to do a contender or pretender, where we're going to go through and discuss each team and rank them, whether they're more on the contender side, the pretender side, or maybe somewhere in the middle.
Yeah,
So
let's do it.
I think I have to. Yeah, so I have everyone listed here. This is somewhat in record order. Uh,
Okay.
so yeah, I think we'll just go in order of like whatever teams. We'll go. We're gonna start with Stun, then we'll go to Logan. Just like go.
Stun contender and
Yeah,
100% a
Stun.
contender. I
Stun as
mean,
far left as we can go here for contender. I don't
yeah,
think
I
there's
mean,
not much to say there.
Dean, I don't see a weakness in his lineup currently.
Tight
I
ends,
really do. I mean, but like
not that
tight end
important.
is a position you can punt on, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I
And
really
I
don't
mean,
think
if
tight ends
he really
important.
wants to spend a pick on a tight end or tight ends are not expensive.
Hmm. Yeah,
So,
I mean, maybe if someone like Shrew needs to trade, wants to trade away one of his tight ends to someone like Stun,
yeah.
like how I suggested before the season started. Probably shouldn't be giving Stun any good ideas though. Although Stun doesn't have his first anymore, so I don't really know how much Stun has to offer.
Yeah. I mean, I guess his only weakness is if one of his QB gets hurt. That's his weakness. He does not have a third QB to my knowledge.
Yeah, yeah, he'd have to probably make another trade somewhere, but
Yeah.
I mean that's a problem for later. You deal with it then, I suppose.
Yep.
Okay, Logan, I think we can put all the way to Pretender.
Yeah. No, I mean, probably. I mean, I did say that he wouldn't win a game this year, and I was wrong. He's been better than I thought he would be, but still not great. And I would still tear it down. I mean, Josh Jacobs gone, Hawkinson gone, Charbonnet gone, Gainwell gone. tear down anyone that isn't. Honestly, I'd tear down the entire team and just start getting more picks at this
Hmm.
point. I mean, there's not a chance in how he has a contender within the next 2, 3 years with his current team. I know he doesn't listen to this podcast, so I don't really care what he what I say about his team, but it will be 2029 the next time he feasibly has a good team with how
Yeah.
little assets he has currently.
Yeah, I mean the with the if he's not going to trade any of his current players, I think the other avenue is if he has the 101 and the 102, that just has to be split into like three or four different assets.
Yeah,
Like, I think that's the way out. But yeah, I would there would be nothing on his team that I would be attached to. That's a must keep. I mean, assuming a quarterback goes one in the NFL draft, he would probably be able to get one early in the GDFL draft. Probably could get something good for Love or Purdy.
yeah.
Yeah, no. Logan's just been pretty content with rocking with his current roster. Yeah, I mean, Josh Jacobs is an injury away from. I mean, I don't know. After seeing both Eckler and James Conner getting knocked out for the year, I would have been so proactive and selling off anything with a little bit of value if I were him. But hey, freedom of team management, you can do whatever you want.
True. I mean, that is true. You can do whatever you want. I face him twice in these coming weeks, so hopefully, um, he continues to not do well.
Hey, now you could put up 150 against you. You never know. Things
You never know.
happen.
True. I mean, he could beat me. I mean, for all the shit I talked this year, I bet he does beat me at least one of the weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I offered him a 60-point spread, and then he just beat me outright. So you never know what's going to happen in this league.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
next one, we'll put my team out there. I'd probably put mine at about an 8 out of 10 right now.
Yeah, I would say you're a contender. I mean, trying to look at your lineup and I guess RB is a little bit of an issue for you, I would say. That would be where I would go to and granted you don't have to start a ton of RBs in this league, but the RB depth isn't great, but I mean you still have a very, very respectable team.
what do you mean? I have H-N. That's all you need. I got the only one I need. And I got David Montgomery. He's the Lions running back. What are you talking
Fair.
about? I don't have RB depth.
That's fair. I mean, I guess,
I'm joking though. I know that's not my strongest spot on the roster.
yeah. RB is the easiest to build through trade, though, I feel like in this league. RB and tight end are pretty easy to build. Wide receiver and QB are not.
Hmm. Yeah, I definitely think I'm on the contender side. I'm just like don't think I'm as strong as contender as Stun is at this point.
No, you're definitely a contender. You have a nice tight end room. I think you have a pretty high floor team. And Dak and May are very good QB room. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I
no,
do.
that's what I was like going back to what I was mentioning earlier. Like, I think there's like a handful of teams that could stake a claim in for best QB room. I think I could place a claim with the way Dak's been playing this year and the way Drake May's been playing. I
Yeah.
think you can with both Josh Allen and Dart. Uh, there's like Mark maybe could with Mahomes and Bo Nix. Like, there's definitely a lot of people I could see like staking their claim in for having the best QB room.
Yeah.
Even
Totally.
Jake with Hurts and Daniel Jones has been good.
Daniel Jones, man. Daniel Jones.
All right. Yeah. Next one we have here is Shrew. Shrew is also on the pretender side with
Yeah, I mean
Logan.
he's not as bad as Logan, but like he's not competing this year, but that's by design. I mean, if I had to give an outlook for next year, I think Shrew could easily be a playoff team next year, depending on how he drafts. Like
Hmm.
he doesn't have to do he's tearing it down for this year, but his outlook next year is very good.
Yeah, I know. The thing with Shrew is just like his, I mean, I said it before the season started. His running back room was pretty bad and just like wasn't going to be good enough to contend. And it's still looking
I
like that.
I hate to say it, that Stafford for Pacheco trade worked out really, really well in my favor.
Yeah. I mean, if we want to even go back further, that AJ Brown for Jonathan Taylor trade is the one that like really killed him.
Yeah. So we'll see. But is Shrew the only team that hasn't made the playoffs in this league?
Shrew is the only one who has never made the playoffs.
Wow. There's always next year.
Sounds like a true Bears fan living in Chicago, huh?
He is the Detroit mechanics of this league.
All right. Next we have Chaz. So Chaz, I would put like in between Stun and I, just with the way his team's been playing lately.
Yeah, Darnold. I mean, its card starting QBs are Darnold and Smith. I mean, I think what really brings them down is the weak QB room.
Yeah, Baker and Darnold have both been pretty solid though. Like I'd have to look at their exact stats, but like I think they've been fine. I mean, CMC's been
Oh,
balling
Bake.
out.
Okay, I did not see. Yeah, Baker's fine. I did not see that. So I guess Gino or Darnold as your second QB is not bad. I take back my statement. CMC has been awesome this year. He's got CD. I mean, Trey McBride. Kenneth Walker's been iffy at best. I'm just looking through his bench right now. I don't see DK could be interesting end of year. DK's really come on these past couple weeks and could end up being a starter by the end of the year for him. But yeah, I like Chez's team. I would put him in between yours as both.
Right. Next we have Beans.
Beans is I think Shrew and Logan are in their own land, and then there's middle of the pack and Beans. That's a tough one because he is looking to trade, right? I mean, he publicly announced that he's looking to trade some of his vets, and it seems like he's kind of punting on this season. Gadsden was a really nice pickup for him. I gotta say that I thought I saw he was like already one of the top tight ends on KTC. He's got a lot of pieces that are good for next year, but yeah, I mean, I would put him probably at like he's 10th in this league right now as far as competing
Hmm.
this year.
Yeah, definitely like not like full pretender. Like he like in theory could go on a run here because he has some Highland talent with Lamar and Bijan,
Yeah,
but just like not quite the bottom tier either.
no.
All right, up next we have Ryan.
Ryan, Ryan's in the middle for me.
That's where I'm at with his team too. Like I think fully healthy, his team is good. It's just like
Yeah,
his quarterbacks have both been injured. Hampton's injured. Um, if his team's healthy, I would definitely have his team higher, but it's just not been 100% most of the season.
no. He's got Hampton. Once Hampton and Benson come back, it's a lot better team.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
middle of the pack for me.
Yep. All right. After him is Sokol.
Between Ryan and Beans.
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at too.
Probably a little bit closer to Beans, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, it's like there's definitely some pieces on Sokol's team that I like. Like I love Amon-Ra, love Jonathan Taylor. Goff's a fine quarterback. Probably someone you want as your QB2 and not QB1.
Yeah, and then Bryce Young hasn't been good. I mean, if Jaden Daniel stays healthy, it's just I think QB uh brings him down a bit here.
Yeah. He's got some good pieces though.
He does. He does.
All right. Next is Mark.
Mark, I'm honestly putting ahead of you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm
I
doing that too.
I think I would even put him slightly above of Chaz. I think his
Yeah.
team's that good.
No, that's kind of where I'm at with
He,
Mark too. Like I think Mark's team's been after a slow start, his team's been rolling these last 4 weeks. I mean, he put up 175 3 weeks in a row, and then still put up like 125 last week.
yeah, I mean Gibbs, Mahomes has been absolutely solid this year. He's got Knicks. Derrick Henry should be a lot better with Lamar back, hopefully for him. I mean, he's got startable players on his bench too. I mean, it looks like Debo's on his bench, Fannon's on his bench, uh, RJ Harvey's on his bench, who's come along recently. I mean, he's got a lot of good players on his bench as
Hmm.
well. I think he's a team I would not want to face in the playoffs, and I think he easily makes the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what like separates him above. Like I think Chaz and I are both a little more thin, like towards the bottom of our or bottom of our starting lineup compared to both Sean and Mark. That's where I think those two separate themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, next we have Jake.
Jake is slightly below Ryan. Actually, between Ryan and Sokol, I think.
That's not like here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah, it's like every time I want to count out Jake's team, he like I think he started slow last year before going on a little bit of a run before just falling short. So it was a very similar story last year where it just I mean, he just felt like he always hit the right buttons. One thing I want to call out is Troy Franklin's looked pretty good this past week. I know he had a pretty big week for him.
Yeah,
That Scatabo injury is a huge blow.
it
And but
is.
Kamani Vidal's been pretty good for the Chargers lately, though. So that's been a nice plus for Jake.
Yeah. I mean, he has a lot of players that are like basically waiver wire pickups that he's hit on this year.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, he could make the playoffs and he also could not. I'd lean slightly towards not, but it's not a shock if he does.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. It's like I would not be shocked at all if Jake ends up going on a run and making the playoffs.
Yeah,
Because again, he has some top end like Hurts and Chase, just like has some top end talent. They will provide a high enough weekly floor, or if he can just hit on a few other flex players, he might be fine for a given week.
agreed.
All right, next we have you, Trevor.
Oof. Um, that's a tough one. I mean, I think I'm kind of in the Ryan conversation level. That's
That
that's
yeah, that's
I
exactly
don't
what I
I
was
don't
thinking too.
I don't think I think I'll make the playoffs and here's the reason. It's because I face um Shrew and Logan 3 times in my final 6 weeks. I have a favorable schedule. I looked at it already. Dynasty Daddy has me at a 65% chance of making the playoffs,
Okay.
which is pretty high. It has me at an 8-6 record. I mean, my QB's room is always going to give me a decently high floor every week. Puka being back helps. And Genti and Puka have both had their buys, which are guys who can explode for 25, 30 points. Dobbins has been a great pickup and a high floor guy for me. I don't know what the fuck the Patriots are doing, but somehow Ramondre Stevenson keeps on getting the ball, which I don't know why, but I'm not going to question it. And then from there, I have a ragtag group of guys I hope score 10 points per game.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think like I mean, I had you at fifth going into the season, and that was definitely the hottest of the people who made power rankings. But yeah, I mean, I've been in on your team all season. If your team fully healthy, I think you'd be a little bit more on the contender side, the middle of the pack. It's just
Yeah.
like Puka's been a little banged up, Bucky's been banged up, and
Yeah, if
then
if Puka and Bucky come back, I do think I can at least make the playoffs and then maybe win a game, but I'm not in any
all you
sort
have
of
to do is
campaign.
make it in. Like I
True, if
don't
Levi's done that, I mean,
Logan 1 year one, and like his team wasn't
yeah,
particularly good.
yeah, I had the team to beat year one and I didn't win it. So yeah, all you have to do is make it in, and that's my goal.
Yeah, like I don't think the best team has ever won this league. Like I think
Yeah,
the team with a bye has not won this league. The team that's won has won three straight games to win it all each of the 3 years we've done it. So yeah, literally all you have to do is make it in, just catch lightning in a bottle. All right,
yeah.
last we have Levi. So where do you rank Levi's team?
I think it's between. Ooh, that one's tough. I don't like his QB room at all. I think I gotta put it between Ryan and Jake.
Okay, so you also think Levi's pretty middle of the pack then?
Yeah, I do. I mean, he's Rishi Rice is good. Metcalf is good.
Yeah, like that receiver room's pretty like
I
Rice,
mean,
Flowers,
Hall and
Metcalf
Judkins
is good.
is gonna be good. I mean, that's good right there. I just Kyler Murray and Tua don't exactly give you that high end QB play, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's like, I mean, I've been a Kyler truther for a while. I still think, I mean, he's off to a bit of a slow start this year. He hasn't had any kind of boom week. But I think Kyler, like per game, his worst season has been QB 10 since he's been a starting quarterback in the NFL.